everyone has ego, but once you understand yourself, you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, your triggers, you're able to navigate through all the situation. Even if your ego is always going to come up, you got to know when to shut it down. You got to know when to not be prideful, right? Even leaders know when to let somebody else lead.
Right. Right. Good leaders.
We're back. We got kicked out of the last place we were recording, but we're back here.
We got kicked out of Red Rocks.
Yeah, she was mean, but
I was scared she was going to blacklist us because I go there a lot.
oh,
No, that would be so extreme. But could you imagine? Oh, I'd actually be really sad.
I was giving a good energy though. I thought she would like
I know.
calm down.
She was kind of a bitch.
Yeah, I was like
biatch. Truly, she was
a biatch, not even a bitch. Yeah, but God bless her soul.
Yeah, you were nice.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice.
What is it? Kill him with kindness.
Exactly. It's like, you know what? You go have your own good day.
Yeah.
But we can segue into SOPs because I know all of you guys. Either you need it, either you're doing it, or you don't know how to do it. That's how I feel right now.
Yes.
When did you figure out that you needed SOPs? You're like, okay, shit. Or how did that come about? Because I know there was a point.
I feel like, I think just for when you're hiring people, like when you're bringing people on, like, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a solopreneur, like I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it's good to already do them because when you're ready to bring someone on.
Yeah.
Which I have had someone in the past, but it's already laid out. So just do them.
Yeah.
Just do them early and it's all in one place. It makes life easier.
Yeah. And if you don't know what SOPs are, it's standard operating procedure. It's important because if you want to scale your business and duplicate yourself, you're going to need to create that. So just document what you're doing, literally in every aspect of the business: sales, operations, marketing. Because if you want someone to replace you, you easily can just show them, here, this is exactly what to do step by step, and they do it. You're not confused. Expectations are set up front, and that way there's no confusion between you and your customer. You're not like employees, and you're not freaking out or things like that. And I realized I needed it when I was spending so much time explaining the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
And getting mad. I got mad at my employees when I should have been mad at myself for not creating the system to make their job easier.
Right. It's like they can't do their job properly if you one don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Two, it's not somewhere in the sphere. I currently have another client where I'm kind of like building up their marketing.
Yeah.
Their whole marketing department.
Yeah.
I'm helping with that, and it's just like a mess. But if they if they just like did a little bit of SOPs beforehand, a little bit, it would be so much less messy.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. They just didn't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this gets me to a great point. Freaking people with ego. Let's have a conversation about this in a nice way. How do I feel about this? Do you think you have to earn your ego? We'll start there.
Can you elaborate?
I knew you were going to ask me a question. It's very like bland.
Can you earn your ego?
Yeah. Do you feel like you can earn your ego?
No. I don't know if I even like understand the concept of that question.
Okay. I've heard it before.
Like, break it down a little bit.
Okay.
Or try to.
Let's say you build yourself up, business, whatever it is, and you're at a position where you feel like you're the man, right? And you're like, I got all these things figured out.
Right.
I feel like people can be a bit egotistical at that point, especially when they have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of influence. But I'm not sure if the ego can be good or bad. I feel like it can serve you based on how you go about it.
I feel like when I've done like deep inner work, mindset work, I feel like the ego is talked about in a negative light.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
I feel like that's kind of where I'm stumped on the question. That's just me personally.
And I don't know the answer.
Okay.
That's why I brought the question for discussion, because I think like once you're learning, because I've met a lot of kids who are coach or teach, a lot of kids who are 21 or even older guys, and I'm like, even the younger people, I'm like, well, how do you have so much ego?
Right.
Like, you haven't even lived life, and I'm 27. I'm like, I still don't know that much because I'm constantly trying to learn.
Yeah.
And then there's older people who have figured it out, and they have that ego,
Right.
and maybe it did serve them in some way, shape, or form. How would an ego serve you in a positive way, though?
I feel like stepping into a leadership position, like it allows you to, I guess, have a little bit of ego, being like, maybe I am that leader. I am the boss man. But like give you an upper hand, I guess, for just being a stronger leader.
Yeah.
But not where like you're abusing that power.
Yeah.
Where you're doing it and leading in a good light, and everyone benefits.
Yeah.
But then there's that line that you probably will cross eventually where it's like you're having too much power.
Yeah.
And
pause.
Yeah.
It's
a few moments later.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I was gonna cry because it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. Everyone has ego. It's like you can't just, every single person has an ego. But once you understand yourself, you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, your triggers, you're able to navigate through all the situation. Even if your ego is always gonna come up, you got to know when to shut it down. You got to know when to not be prideful, right? Even leaders know when to let somebody else lead.
Right. Right. Good leaders.
Yeah, good leaders know, and good leaders. And I'm thinking about it from a relationship standpoint. Because
I could talk about that.
This is a big one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I had to learn a lot myself. Do you want to say?
No.
I'm not gonna go into too much detail.
You can go first.
Okay. Because I'll go from my own personal experience. At 21, 22, I wasn't a man. I thought I was. Oh, I'm such hot shit. I got my business. I'm making over 100K. And that got to my head. And then I started treating people with not enough empathy, not enough care, understanding, patience, right? Because I was like, oh, I'm up here and just disregard what people say, don't really listen. And then I had to learn. God humbled me in a very good way. He's always going to humble you. And now I was able to move forward to be like, yeah, even if I am making, it's not really about the money, but even if I am making a certain amount of money, I have a certain amount of influence. At the end of the day, the mission is still to help other people. And if my ego is getting in the way of helping other people, am I really living my purpose?
No.
No.
Big fat no.
Big fat no. And we talk about leadership. You have anything? I want to ask you a question. This might get hot in here.
Yes, please.
So, how do you feel like men are supposed to lead? In what ways do you feel like men are supposed to lead?
Ooh.
This is a good one.
I feel like, I'm going to tie this back to a story that happened last year.
I love stories.
I feel like they need to be in their masculine. And when I was in Bali last year, my friend, he has a podcast.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it called? Scoopy Gang.
Scoopy Gang. That's a nice name.
The scooters are called Scoopies in Bali. And it was just, I don't know, like I didn't really listen to it, sorry. But he was asking, we were all like out, and he was like, he forewarned us. He's like, I want to ask you guys like some questions, like unexpectedly. We're like, sure.
Yeah.
And what was it? It was just like, do you think men are in their feminine nowadays?
God.
More
yes.
nowadays. And what did I say? I don't remember. But I basically said yeah, and I feel like a lot of men don't lead with their masculine anymore, which ties back to leadership and relationships and business.
Yes.
Or they're too in their masculine, their ego is really high.
Good one. Good point.
But I don't think a lot have that balance, masculine, feminine, and it causes problems.
Yes. 2 million.
With too much in your masculine, yeah, of course, too much problems, but too much in your feminine. For example, I was like that all last year.
Yeah.
That was very humbling as well. Good times, but also really not good times. So having that balance of both. I feel like I just went off topic.
No, I think you're right on topic.
Okay, good.
Because
I'm rambling.
Yeah, it's good.
We're yapping.
Keep yapping. That's why we're here.
Right.
And you said it perfectly, because men and women both have feminine and masculine traits. A man, you can't be way too masculine because then you become controlling.
Right.
Being a controlling man is not being a leader. Right? Leading a woman doesn't mean you control her. She's able to make her own decisions. She's her own person. She has autonomy. You can guide her, right, with conversations. She's always going to come to her own conclusion. But if you're trying to control her and tell her what to do, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's never going to work. I'll tell you my preference. I'll tell you my standards. You can do whatever you want. And if you cross my boundary, cool, you can be single. But I'm not going to control anybody. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And the second part is on if the man is too feminine, he becomes a bitch. He becomes a pussy and doesn't take action. And the woman has to step into her masculinity. And now she's doing a role that isn't a natural role. And then that's when the bickering and fights start to happen. I think a lot of fights happen because a lot of men are not in the masculine.
Yeah, I feel like a big reason why my last relationship and I broke up is because I'm a masculine girly naturally at heart, for sure. And I was like, it did not work. Like him and his masculine, and then me and my masculine. And then I had someone ask me a few months ago, like, well, have you ever felt like you could be in your feminine in a relationship? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
That's the problem.
And that's the problem.
That's the freaking problem. Women don't trust guys enough to just relax and be in her feminine and let them lead.
I can't say I ever have, truly. Which is sad.
And that's a problem. And in my last relationship, when I look back, I'm like, yeah, I fucking can see why she wouldn't trust me to lead her. Because my problem is I was way too masculine. I was on the Andrew Tate pill and just like, oh, I got to do it like this. I got to do it like that. When I got connected to God, then I got humbled and understood how to maneuver around situations.
Yeah.
But there's a flip side to it when we go on the women's aspect. We just talked about the guys. Step your shit up, guys. Because we have a problem in society now. Guys are way too weak.
Lock in.
Yeah, lock the fuck in right now. On the flip side, I'll talk about society before we get into this. I think society purposely pushes men to become more feminine. And you see how it goes on nowadays, how guys are painting their nails, dressed in a certain way, Hollywood and all this stuff. It pushes men to be more feminine, and then they push women to be more masculine and independent. I don't need man. I'm on my own. I'm a boss babe. There's nothing wrong with being a boss babe. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be with a man and you feel like you're a boss babe all the time, it's most likely not going to work.
No, we want soft girl CEO.
Yes. So that doesn't work. It's being in the masculine at work and knowing how to turn it off when you get home.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
You're always on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, if you have your own business, you're always fucking on. It's crazy. And, like, I don't think it helps. There's a study where it was, like, people who work in person apparently are more happier than people, or have more freedom as well, than people who work remotely because they can turn off when they're done.
Yeah.
But as entrepreneurs, we work from our laptop. Like, I literally have mine here.
Yeah.
We're always on.
Always on.
And clients are always texting you.
Yep.
Always. But you have to put that boundary, which I'm not really good at. I need to get better.
God. I'm so glad you brought that up because I just learned how to do that, right? And one of the biggest ways setting the standard up front, you know, which is why I take my time with my onboarding to really explain to my clients what's going to happen over these next 3 months, or what you can expect from me communication wise. No, I'm not going to fucking text you on the weekend. No, you can't just call me randomly on the weekend and expect me to answer. I have shit to do also. I'm a human being, right? So setting that has been able to help me just be like, cool, you sent me a text. Hey, brother, I'll respond to it on Monday. I can respond until I'll get back to this another time.
One of my old bosses in corporate, I love saying this.
Yeah.
We're not saving babies. Or no.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're not saving babies.
We're not saving babies?
We're not saving babies. No one's dying.
I want to save babies. But
is that the saying? We're not saving babies. Yeah, like no one's dying. Nothing's like that urgent.
Yeah.
So.
But it's okay. It's anxiety sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
I gotta get back to them.
Oh, for sure. I felt like I was heavily dealing with that the past like few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
how'd you navigate that?
We're not saving babies. Like, truly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, you gotta live. You gotta live.
Yeah.
It's important.
Because you don't want a business where you're like...
You don't want to be slaved with.
Consumed by your clients.
Right. That's not a business. That's a 9 to 5. I'm just kidding.
9 to 5 is modern day slavery.
Yeah.
It's the thing. I think they said it's the thing they give you to make you forget about your dreams.
I've never heard that. That's so sad, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's really true. Like I'd say most of my, I'd say half are entrepreneurs, half are still in 9 to 5s. Not still, they are. Yeah. But I say still because they're not happy with it.
Yeah.
Ever. Like waking up and bitching.
Yeah.
That's what I wake up to a lot of the times, which I don't love that. Mm-hmm. Sorry, friends, if you're watching.
It's
but
the honest truth.
Yeah. It's no, and I think they know, but. Where was I going with that?
Yeah, she remembers a lot.
No, it's just, like they're just so consumed with that and unhappy. They don't have time to focus on, or they don't make the time to focus on like what they want in life, or they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
And that's where the SOPs come into place, right? Because I'm sitting here right now, my VAs are doing work for me. I could go back home and I have calls on my calendar because I put systems in place where I don't have to freaking work every single weekend. If I want to go on a 2-day trip to Colorado, like I'm here now, I don't have to sit and work. And I think that's the place where all entrepreneurs want to get to, the freedom to be able to be like, cool, I'm not working, but I can still make money.
Yeah.
So that
is the freedom. You don't want to be working all the time.
How are you going to enjoy the time with your family? I don't know what you guys want, but my end game is like, cool, I want to build my family to the point where I can travel with them. We're doing everything together. I'm not going to Dubai and my wife is doing a 9 to 5. Like, hell no. You're coming to Dubai with me and our kids are coming.
Yeah.
Right? If that's, it is possible because I'll make it happen.
Yeah. Ooh, I want to speak on an example of what I thought was freedom.
Ooh.
So with the business. So the past year I have been traveling. I sold everything last October.
Yeah.
And I was all over. And I just moved to Colorado 3 months ago.
Woohoo!
So that's why we're here. Yeah. But the thing is, I was traveling. I was in amazing places. I was meeting amazing people. But the whole time I was working my booty off. And that was not freedom.
Yeah.
Like it took away from a lot of the experience, I would say. It sucked. It wasn't the same as like that's cool. I can't complain. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Like it's a beautiful thing I got to experience. But also on the flip, I know. Yeah. But on the flip side, it didn't feel like freedom a lot of the time. You know.
Well, were you working like, let's say you're traveling, but you're doing stuff on your laptop on the plane or your Airbnb. Yeah. And you're just answering calls and texts on the phone while you're doing shit. I was exploring for sure, like definitely on the weekends and things like that. But I was treating it like a regular job, like how I normally work now. But, when you're in those really cool places, it's not like you're traveling completely. I get it. And it brings me to our next point. I love these conversations because my brain just goes everywhere. But it brings me to the next point about being present, which is a really important thing. I think a lot of people are not nowadays, especially men who are in business, because they're so focused and consumed with work. They go home and they're sitting there at home thinking about work. And they don't really get to enjoy the time with their wife and kids and actually see what their 5-year-old is doing running around. And you can't even run around with them because you're so consumed on what's going on in your brain. And if you don't know how to navigate that, you're going to lose your family because you're there, but you're not really there. And what do you think women want? Attention. They need attention. Men want respect. Women want attention. Am I wrong?
No. No.
I had to confirm. So what's your? I don't know if you want to talk about your plan or your dream in life or what you want to do. Can you share that with people?
It's so funny because I feel like I was really headed towards that dream and I was building it and I decided to take a step back and kind of make this pivot, which I still love doing. Like I love what I'm doing right now, but I love doing events, which is why I think it was funny what you texted me this morning. You're like, in-person connection's a beautiful thing. I'm like, I really miss it. Is it working?
Is it dead?
No. Sorry, my hands are sweaty.
No, you're okay.
A few moments later.
My brother.
My hand's sweaty.
No, mine's dead.
Oh, shit.
Should
we share?
Yeah, you put it there. They can hear me.
Okay.
I know you had to take a pivot, take a step back.
Just take a step back. So I there's a few things I want to do. I want to just do a bunch of retreats, which I was doing a little bit, and like events in San Diego. I built a great community.
Yeah.
And then I left it to go travel.
Yeah.
Big sad. But I'm going to build that up here. So events and just like really connecting with people.
Yeah.
And I just want to own a shit ton of real estate.
Yeah.
I really want to get into real estate investing.
Me too.
And have a bunch of property.
Yeah.
And just travel when I want.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like I used to think like I used to be in awesome mentorships. Like I've loved every mentor I had, but I feel like sometimes I feel like they implanted in me, or just even what I see on social media.
Oh
like,
my God, I love that you bring this up.
Yes, like I should be a speaker. I should be an author. Just like do these really big things. But I took a step back. I'm like, wait, I just want to have a farm, and I ride horses. Have some horses, have a bunch of property, and just live and travel. Yeah, and that's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking would be cool, but
yeah, that's awesome. Hold on, I'd like to check on this because we're on fire right now.
I know. Are you sure? Are you sure they can hear?
Yeah, they'll be able to hear because we're loud enough.
Okay.
And this is so good because I think we'll just switch it when we're talking.
Yeah.
I think it's what you said is important because if you're constantly on social media, it can mess you up, and you think that's what you really want, and then you start comparing yourself to people, right? So taking that step back for anybody is good to realize, okay, what am I truly happy with? What are my own values? And here's where I went wrong while I was building my business. I kept looking at other people and listening to their advice, but then I realized, are these even the people that I want to like be like?
No, like more often than not. No.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I don't even want the lifestyle you're living is nothing I want. First of all, I'm a Christian man, and then on top of that, seeing what you guys are talking about, like, oh yeah, I want to be a player, it's so cool, like you can have all these girls, like you're making money, you're chill, you can play the game. And I thought that was cool, and I'm like, well, this is not cool. It's actually really, really unfulfilling.
It's like, how far can you take it until you reach that breaking point?
Yeah, so
and
you will. When it doesn't align, you will quickly. So for me, my goal, my most important thing is family. Like that's what really drives me, because I want to create a lifestyle for my family, my future family, where we could do whatever we want, when we want. We don't have to answer to people in terms of we're stuck at a job, right? And I also think men should be able to make enough money to the point where their partner working is an option.
Oh, like that'd be a dream.
That's what I'm.
That would be a dream.
Right? For me, it's like I believe like I should have enough money to where my wife can be like, well, I don't really want to work. Cool. But if she wants to have a 3-day-a-week job and do what she wants, great. But I wholeheartedly, men provide and protect. And we've gotten away from traditional shit, which is why we have the soft-ass generation of men who want 50. What the fuck is 50-50? It's 100-100. You show up for me, I show up for you. I have specific roles, you have specific roles. And we both understand what we need to do. And it's not like you're not going to help. Like if your wife has a baby and stuff, just because you're the provider and protector, doesn't mean you don't help with the baby. You actually do help. But you know your roles, but you know when, okay, cool. I only have 80% right now. I have 80%. I got to fill in this other percentage for her for this week or something, or for this season or something. Yeah. Right? The roles might switch at times.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, real estate is fun. I definitely want to get into real estate, but more as in like my plan is actually I want to buy a duplex in 2025 or triplex, live there, rent out the other two, let those two people be able to cover everything, and then I can travel while I have a house that is making me money.
For sure.
And repeat that process.
There was a time, and honestly, I still think about it, where do you know what wholesaling is? Like wholesaling real estate?
You buy it fixed?
You're kind of like the middleman where you connect the seller and then the buyer. Yeah, it's like buy ugly houses for sure. And basically, but and then you get like the remaining cost as your
I just talked some
your fee, assignment fee.
Cool.
I don't know. I want to get into like all of it. There was a time where I was like, I want to be an agent as well, and like I would fucking crush it. I'd be so good.
You would be.
I'd be so good, but it doesn't really align with my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I would say it's very like hustle.
Yeah.
Not that whatever you do isn't hustle. I mean,
it's very hands-on.
It's very hands-on.
You're kind of like in the.
You're grinding hard.
Yeah, you're in there.
Yeah.
Grinding.
And it's like that for a really long time.
Yeah.
Not that any business isn't. It doesn't have to be. Like you can.
It doesn't. Not really.
I mean, like you gotta work hard,
Yeah.
no matter what you do. But I've just heard like with the Asian life, you gotta freaking work hard.
Yeah.
Like scary hard.
Yeah, but cool. Working hard. I think you work hard and then you turn into working smart.
Yes.
Because you cannot fucking grind. You can, but you're just gonna get to a point where you're burnt out and you can't enjoy anything.
Right. 100%, and that kills you.
Kills you, literally.
Your health.
People, even if you might not be like fat, the stress level.
Oh my god. Yes.
Like,
That's why I'm working with a functional medicine doctor
Yeah?
right now. My cortisol is scary high.
You're stressed all the time?
Yeah.
Are you stressed?
I mean, everyone's like, you? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I mean, you wouldn't know, but yeah. Like, I don't feel like I'm dying, but you know, like,
yeah.
according to the test, it's not great.
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of people probably are.
Yeah.
And like, you don't even know. But it's, you know, you're young, you're healthy. But that could lead to problems in the future.
Yeah.
So invest in your health now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying
And if
to
you're
say.
if you're a sales pro or you're in business, if you want to invest in your health, I'm the guy. And yeah, cortisol level, it's crazy because the more your cortisol level goes up, I like that she talks about it, the more belly fat you're going to have. And if you're not eating and working out consistently, like you're just gonna keep, you know, stressing yourself out because you don't have a stress reliever. And some people are just in a repetitive cycle and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
But Megan, she's able to recognize it. Actually, how did you just went and got the test, or like how did that?
No, so my friend, Dr. Sierra Baines, she's great.
Yeah. Sierra Baines. Shout out Sierra.
Shout out Sierra. I've been thinking about it for a long time, so I just know, well, especially with the traveling.
Yeah.
And, you know, building a business, that definitely took a toll, and I wasn't taking the best care of myself all last year.
Yeah.
It was hard to, you know, eat the best I could and work out the best I could. You know, you're bouncing around. Anyways, I knew I had issues, and I also, TMI, am getting my birth control out. So that's the whole process itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna invest in my health because I definitely know things are going on under the hood that I don't know about, and I want some help with it. And it's like a holistic approach, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good though. And I honestly, if God was like, cool, he was about to put me into the world, and he asked me a question. This is hypothetical, guys. He asked me a question: do you want to be a man or do you want to be a woman? And if you gave me that option, honestly, I would choose a man because. Here's what I think. Women are beautiful creatures, and I think that they go through so many transitions of who they are, right? You're adolescent, and then puberty hits, and then you're confused. And then you try to figure out anything in your 20s, and then in your 30s and 40s, then you got menopause. And so it's like the hormonal aspect of it is tough, plus a period. I don't want that at once every month. So
I haven't had one in 4 years. I don't want to go back to that either.
That's too much information. But yeah, it's like, and oh my God, birth control is so bad for you in this country.
That's why it's all fucked up down here.
A lot of women.
I was shocked with the results. I'm like, get this out.
Take it, please.
Take it out.
Right now.
But actually, though.
No, seriously, it's literally making women have more anxiety, right? Bloated, weight gain, stress, all that stuff. It's just wear a condom. You know, if you're gonna, that's the best I can tell you. Have sex with somebody that you're actually going to want to take seriously. Just don't be out there sticking your dick in anything that you see. You know, you as men too. You guys don't have standards. Some of you just want to have sex with anything. What are your freaking standards?
That's scary.
Very scary. Like, bro.
Your health.
Bro. Come on, dog. But yeah, I think we've done. It's 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left. Okay.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
You have anything to say? Outro for them?
No, not really. This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good conversations.
Yeah.
Cool,
it's
guys.
very all over the place.
Yeah, that's exactly.
We talked about a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a very like ADHD conversation.
So ADHD. Okay. Peace, guys.